Welcome back to yet another Day Zero build for Attack on Titan Origins of Power, guys. And today we have the second of three, I believe, Ackermans. Levi Ackerman, Humanity's Strongest Soldier. So Levi, this time around, is a 6-hand size 32 health character. He's got the Survey Core trait, and he's got Air and Order this time as opposed to Air and Death. He has an Enhance, Commit 1 Foundation. This attack gets +3 speed or +3 damage. So you get to choose which stat you wish to boost. So that's pretty cool because it's not once per turn, and that is a lot of stats. And then Response, once per turn, after your non-throw weapon attack deals damage, clear it from your card pool. Your rival loses X health, X equals the cleared card's check value. So on average, this is going to be an extra 3 damage that your rival just takes. Again, it can reduce them to 0. Hooray for burn damage, leaving you at, X, where X equals the burn value your rival has on board, but I digress. Kind of hard to tell whether or not I like this Levi better than the older Levi, the first one, because the first one gave 1 speed and 1 damage to all of your charge and weapon attacks, and he could pick up an extra attack each turn. This time, you're getting a little bit of extra burn damage and extra speed or damage on all of your attacks, so I don't know, I guess time will tell. So let's start with our attacks, shall we? We have Rooftop Rumble. This is probably his best attack here for the response because it has a 4 check. So if this attack deals damage, you can clear it and deal an extra 4 damage to your rival. But it's a 6/4, 6 mid for 5 with a 2 mid block and the weapon keyword. All of these will have the weapon keyword. It has response after this attack resolves if you committed a foundation during the enhance step, ready 1 foundation. So that's pretty cool. It basically makes your Levi enhance free. So you can give this 3 speed, making it a 9 mid 5. It deals 5. You clear it for an extra 4 damage, and you get to ready that foundation that you committed. 9 free damage is pretty good. Next we have Connie's Sword Strike. This is a 5/3, 4 high for 8 with a 1 mid block, charge, and weapon. As a static, before the attack's block step, it gets -1 speed and -1 damage for each other card in your card pool. So this is probably one you want to start with. And response, after you clear this attack from your card pool during the combat phase, you get to add it to your momentum. So if you clear it with Levi's ability, not only do you deal an extra 3 damage, but you also get to gain a momentum. Pretty cool. I had a cheeky Levi's Rampage here as a one-of, because it's Levi's card, so why not? But it's a 5/3, 5 mid for 4 with a 3 mid block, Echo, Fury, and Weapon. So Echo is a response keyword that says after this attack resolves, spend 1 momentum. You may attempt to play this card from your card pool as your next form, but flip it after it resolves that second time. But this one has a static that says this card does not flip due to its Echo ability, which is insane. This is the first ability that we've seen like this. It has another static. If this is the 4th or greater time this attack has been played this turn, remove it after it resolves. So you play it once from your hand, and if you echo it 3 times, on that 3rd time, it will remove itself from the game after it resolves. However, if it deals damage that 4th time, and you have not used your once per turn on Levi, you are able to clear this for an extra 3 damage before it would remove itself. And it has a Blitz. It gets +3 damage if it's attacking a backup. So far, we have not seen backups be too necessary to attack, so you're not really going to be using that a lot. It's mainly here for the, hey, this 1 attack, if I have 3 momentum, turns into 4 attacks. That's pretty insane. 4 instances of 5 mid 4, or 8 mid 4, or 5 mid 7. That can be pretty good. Next we have High Velocity Slice, a 5/3, 4 high for 5 with a 2 high block. Stun 1, Weapon, and Breaker 1. Good keyword spread there. Blitz, if this is the only attack in your card pool, add the top card of your deck to your momentum. So if we were able to play this first, we get a free momentum. If we played, say, a Connie Sword Strike or a Rooftop Rumble first, and we're able to clear it, we play this, it's still the only attack in our card pool, we still get a free momentum. And then Deadlock Blitz, this attack gets +1 to its stun rating for each card in your momentum. So if we are able to push our rival into Deadlock, and we play this, it's the only card in our card pool, we can get a momentum, and then increase our stun by at least 1, because we'll have at least 1 card in our momentum. Gigantification Swing. This is a 5/3, 4 mid for 5 with a 2 high block. Charge, Fury, Slam, and Weapon. Whole keyword salad there. Enhance, spend 1 momentum. Your checks to play Charge, Fury, and Slam attacks this turn get +1. Not really using that. It's mainly here for the response of, after you play this card, your rival's next check to play a card gets -2. So if we block with it, our rival's next check on their turn, like to play another attack, will get -2. If we play it as an attack, their check to play a block is going to get -2, which is going to boost our ability to use Levi's response pretty well. Next we have Blood Moon Rending. This is a really cool attack that's going to be rotating with Critical Role. It's a 4/3, 3 mid for 4 with a 1 low block, weapon, and it has a combo ability, and the requirements are attack and weapon. So this has to be at least the 3rd card in your card pool, preceded by a weapon and then an attack. So it has to be attack, weapon, this card. The combo enhance is discard 1 card, your rival reveals their hand. You get to choose one of those revealed cards and remove it from the game entirely, which is incredibly strong. And then as another enhance, you can remove any 2 weapon cards from your discard pile to give this attack +3 damage. So with Levi's Commit and Blood Moon Rending's Enhance, this can become a 6 mid for 7 on a 4 diff. That's pretty good even without the combo. And lastly, we have Brandished Steel. This is a 4/3, 3 high for 7, 2 mid block, the weapon keyword. As a static, if you have not played at least one other weapon attack this turn, this attack will get -3 damage, so it'll become a 3 high 4. But we're usually going to play another weapon attack first. And as a deadlock enhance, if this attack is completely blocked, it still deals 4 damage. So if we push our rival into deadlock, this can trigger our response. This helps trigger our response. This can just be fast. So yeah, this can help trigger the response by getting rid of a block in our rival's hand. So yeah, and we can commit 1 to make this a 6 high for 7 on a 4 diff with Levi's Enhance, which is pretty strong. Onto our non-attack cards, we have Idenbox, a 2/5, 2 low block, unique keyword. Enhance Commit, return this attack to its printed speed and damage, return it to its printed zone. If it was unblockable, it's not unblockable anymore. Just a really great defensive piece here. Same with Team Dr. Ichigaki, a 2/5 with a 2 mid block, ally and unique. Response remove, after a non-keyword ability is played on a non-character card, cancel it. So, can't stop anything like stun or breaker, but anything else printed on any non-character card, we can just cancel it. And Psychic Spirit Glass, this is another fun, unique asset, 2/5, 3 mid block. As a form, we get to remove this, our rival reveals their hand. We choose 1 card revealed this way, our rival cannot play copies of that card for the rest of the turn. So if we have a bunch of mid attacks in our hand, and we have our rival show us their hand and they only have 1 mid block, guess what? You can't block with that mid block anymore. And you're just going to take partial damage, which is going to trigger Levi's response for even more damage and card pool clearing. And it's just a really good way to set up your turn so you know in which order you want to play your attacks. On to actions, we have Skillful Maneuvers. This is a 2/5, 2 mid block. Enhance, this attack is +4 speed. Being able to use this with Levi's ability to give 3 damage, it's a +4/+3 on any attack we want. Ridiculous. Or we can remove this as an enhance, clear 1 card from our card pool. We cannot play copies of Skillful Maneuvers for the rest of the turn, but if we were able to play Connie's Sword Strike, and they blocked it, completely blocked it, we can play Skillful Maneuvers, remove that, add Connie's Sword Strike to our momentum due to its own effect. We have no progressive difficulty, we have a momentum, we keep running. And lastly, Showdown. This is a 3/4 with a 3 high block. Response, after we block with this card, we can commit 2 rival foundations, which means they have less resources going into our turn, which means they're probably going to take a hit or 2. And we can also commit 2 foundations as a response to cancel any action that our opponent plays. On to foundations, we have Gathering Supplies, a 1/5 with a 2 high block. Enhance, sacrifice 1 foundation. This attack gets +1 speed. We want to push all that speed to make sure that our attacks land. We have Levi's Relentless Spirit, a 3/4 with a 4 mid block. Gross, but we're not blocking with it. Response Tenacious, or playable while this card is committed. After your attack deals damage to a character, we get to ready this card. But if it's the 3rd or greater time we've played this ability during the same turn, we have to flip this card. but readying it twice over the course of a turn, pretty handy. And Deadlock Enhance, your attack gets +1 speed and +1 damage, so pretty fun little bit of Deadlock there. We have Making Preparations, a 2/5 with a 3 low block, weapon keyword, response commit. After your attack gets a speed bonus, it gets +3 damage. So we can commit one with Levi to give 3 speed, and then commit this for 3 damage. That's a pretty good rate, especially if we're using something like Rooftop Rumble, because then if Rooftop Rumble resolves, we can ready the Making Preparation so we can give another card +3 damage as well. So that's pretty strong, pretty good. Pushing the Advantage, a 1/5 with a 3 mid block. It says response flip. After we clear one or more cards from our card pool during the combat phase, we get to draw a card. Levi's going to be clearing any attack that hits once per turn. We're going to also draw an extra card. Clear card pool, draw cards, awesome. The Prowess of the Survey Corps. This is a 2/5, 3 mid block. Enhanced commit. Your weapon attacks get +1 speed for the rest of the turn. Just gonna make sure that all of our attacks get fast. And then Deadlock Response, we can commit this card. After your attack resolves, add it to your hand. So this is a cool thing that we can do. We can play Rooftop Rumble and commit Prowess of the Survey Corps for +1 speed for the rest of the turn. So it's a 7 mid 5. And then if our rival's in Deadlock, we can, after this attack resolves, ready Prowess of the Survey Corps, then use the Deadlock Response on Prowess of the Survey Corps to pick up Rooftop Rumble and play it again. So that way we can keep using this ready one foundation, because it does not say one foundation that has not been readied during this combat phase. So if you could push your rival to Deadlock, and you have enough foundations to commit, you can Rooftop Rumble as many times as you want, as long as you've done Levi's once. So Rooftop Rumble, after this attack resolves, if you've committed a foundation during the enhanced step, ready one foundation. And if your rival's in Deadlock, you can ready Prowess of the Survey Corps, then commit it, because it's the same response window of after an attack resolves, pick up Rooftop Rumble, play it again. As long as you commit one foundation, ready Prowess, commit Prowess, pick up Rooftop Rumble, push your rival to Deadlock, and as long as you've got foundations to spare and you can keep readying cards, you can play Rooftop Rumble as many times as you want. Like, that's just ridiculous. But you do have to push your rival into Deadlock, which I don't think Air has a lot of ways to do. Excuse me. Oh, I could probably figure something out, though. Hey, maybe a Hermit Style video to come. Next we have Forceful Negotiator, a 2/5 with a 3 high block. Response Tenacious. After this card is committed to pay a cost, your rival commits one foundation. Again, making sure our rival has fewer resources to deal with whatever we're doing. Mikasa defeats the Female Titan, 2/4, 3 low block. Response Flip. After we block an attack, that attack deals no damage, which is just a really good defensive ability. Speaking of defensive abilities, Nullifying Force, 3/5, 2 mid block. Response Flip. After an attack is played, its damage cannot be modified, so we can lock our rival's damage into a low number, so we don't have to waste a card blocking it. Analytical Combatant. It's a 1/5, 2 high block. Response Tenacious. After this attack card is committed during the enhanced step, you get to look at the top card of your deck, so you know what your next check is going to be, just by committing this with Levi for +3 speed or +3 damage, which is pretty cool. You can't discard it if you want to, but you'll at least know what you're checking so you can plan accordingly. Ready for a rematch, 1/6 with a 3 low block. Response Tenacious. After this attack... After this card is committed during the enhanced step, this attack gets +1 or -1 speed. So that's really good, allowing us to give more speed to our things, or if our rival stuns us, we can give minus speed to compensate for the stun. We have the new number 1. This is a 3/5, 2 high block. As a static, it's not able to be sealed, which is great. And as an enhance, we can commit it, return this attack to its printed speed, then it gets +1 or -1 speed. So for those Rodons that are getting out of control with their speed, set it back to printed, give it -1. There's also a pro hero enhance on here, but we're not a pro hero, so we don't worry about that. Sense of Justice, a 2/5 with a 2 high block. Enhanced commit, name a keyword. Your rival's attack gets -X speed or -X damage. X equals the number of attacks with that keyword in their card pool. So this is really good defense against tribal decks, kind of like how this one's a weapons tribal deck. Every attack has the weapon keyword. So this would be really good against decks like that. There's a lot of those. You have ranged with all the Zeke and Beast Titan stuff. You have Titan, these Titan tribal decks with like Smiling Titan and stuff like that. So could be a little bit helpful in curbing the power of some of those decks. We have Ice Gliding, 1/5, 3 mid block. Enhanced commit, this attack gets +1 or -2 speed, and if it is blocked, the next attack gets +1 or -1 speed. So speed boost for us, speed hate for the rival. Pretty solid. And lastly, Final Exam Failures, a 2/5 with a 2 high block. Enhanced during your attack only. Flip this card. Your rival makes a check against a difficulty of 6. If they fail, they have to destroy one ready foundation. So if they check a 5, they commit 1, or they destroy 1. So either way, unless they hard check a 6, you're going to be messing with their stage a little bit, which is going to make it easier for some of your faster attacks to hit. And that is Levi Ackerman, Humanity's Strongest Soldier. I will admit, I did not immediately see the combo between Rooftop Rumble and the Deadlock on Prowess of the Survey Corps, and now I want to build a Hermit Style deck based on just that interaction. But that's a video for another time. I'm currently trying to get all of these day zeros done. So yeah, if you liked the deck, please leave a like on the video and leave a comment down below letting me know what you think. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing to the channel. It really helps a lot, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.